Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
Hello.
my
Hello.
voice. Hello.
Welcome to Mangapod.
Welcome, Mangapod. I'm Aaron. What?
Our
What?
background's so colorful. I'm Dodger.
I'm Moika.
Oh, you want to know something? Wasn't intentional, but we'll keep it. I
kinda
like
love
it. I love it. Now that you say
like
that,
it?
I think that's
pop a color. It's nice.
because usually it's all black and white because of manga being all black and white, but the webtoon is so colorful that I think it's a happy accident, as Bob Ross would say.
I love it.
Me too. Aw. I'm Aaron.
I'm Dodger.
I'm Moika.
And we are Mangapod. We're a weekly podcast in which we get together to we read all or part of a manga, manhwa, webtoon, and then we discuss it with friendship, love, and lots of spoilers. This week we are talking the webtoon Lore Olympus chapters 1 through 50. This is our very first webtoon, except for Tower God. I think Tower God is on webtoon.
God is on
Yeah.
Webtoon.
Yeah.
We've always referred to it as a manhwa, which it's both, but yeah, there's so much interest in this one. And we've done other stuff on Webtoon before. So yeah, we kind of figured why not open ourselves up to more potential things to read. Why not?
And I am so happy that we did.
Me too.
Me too.
More on that later.
We're getting very close to speaking of this. If you've never joined us for a manga pod before, what we like to do is give you a short spoiler-free description of the manga that we read, aka a summary. Then we discuss with friendship, love, and lots of spoilers. This week I already said that. Just kidding. I said all of that already. All of that.
It's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
What we like.
Keep tumbling. We're good.
What we like to do is give you a short spoiler-free description of the thing that we read, and then we'll give you our spoiler-free recommendations, whether we think you should spend time going to read this or not. That way, if it sounds like something you are interested in, you can take your leave, go and read the first 50 chapters on Webtoon, and then come back and listen to us or watch us on YouTube or on Spotify. Cool. So I'm going to go ahead and read. Hang on. I pulled up like 5 different ones on accident. We'll just do this one. It's very short. Okay.
Yeah.
Witness what the gods do, ... after dark. The friendship and the lies, the gossip and the wild parties, and of course, forbidden love. Because it turns out the gods aren't so different from us after all, especially when it comes to their problems. Stylish and immersive, this is one of mythology's greatest stories, the taking of Persephone, as it's told, never been told before. Nice and succinct. Works.
Yeah.
Cool, let's do spoiler-free recommendations. Would someone like to go first?
I can go.
Yay.
I read the first chapter of this a long time ago, like a really long time ago, and I was like, "Oh, this is interesting. I should read more of this." And then I never did. And I think Moeka said last week that she had waited to read it because she knew we were going to eventually read it for Mangapod. Yeah, it was nice to like read a big chunk of it and know we were going to discuss it because I actually really enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than I thought I was going to. I think the art style is fantastic. And also the way that the characters are done and characterized and are developing is really well done. You can tell there's a lot of heart to it. And you can also tell that the author like really loves the stories and likes, sort of saying, what if I modernized or contextualized these stories in a modern setting? And it really works. I really liked it. So yeah, I would recommend it for sure.
Moeka?
I'll go next. Yeah, I definitely recommend it. I think I love the art style. It's like, I don't know, it's so different from what I'm used to. And the colors are so gorgeous. And I just love the characters. I love what they're doing with them. It's a little bit different from what I'm used to of seeing like Persephone and Hades too. So yeah, I recommend it.
I agree. I recommend it too. Like you guys said, the characters are wonderful. The flow of story and how it's happening and unfolding is really great. And something I thought was nice is I know like some Greek mythology, but I don't know any like deep lore or stories, like all sorts of different things like that. And I didn't feel lost. Like I felt very into the story and didn't have to constantly be like, wait, what is this happening and what's going on with this? So it was definitely playing out to people who both know the lore and are deeply invested in it, and people who may not know the lore. So it doesn't just rely on knowledge of Greek mythology, which I thought as a reader is
absolutely
was very nice. Yeah. So I recommend it, and it's so pretty. And Persephone is a cinnamon roll through and through.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, so cute.
Oh, so cute. So cool. Do you guys have any other spoiler-free thoughts you'd like to share?
I don't think so. Our warnings list for this, just for anybody who's about to like potentially run away and read this because it sounds interesting. FYI, as far as we could remember, the warnings for the first 50 chapters were for sexual assault, abusive behavior. There's a lot of like age gap discussion stuff, bullying and swearing. So keep that in mind if that's the sort of stuff that you would like to avoid. But yeah, we do all like very much recommend it. So.
Yep. Perfect. 5, 4. Just this is your time to leave. Get out. 3.
This is it.
3, 2, 1. Go. Everybody's a god.
They're all gods.
They're all gods. You know what?
They're all gods.
We've been doing the god for a very long time that I think a lot of people don't even know what it is anymore. And so maybe this should be our last time doing it because we are epitifying. No? Okay, never mind.
No, it's fine. No, it's fine.
No.
It's
You
good.
know what? No, we're keeping it.
You're right.
No.
You're right. The truth doesn't make sense to anybody but us anymore.
No, I didn't. Listen, we will discuss it off screen. We'll discuss it off screen.
Yeah, you're really putting me on the spot here.
I know. I didn't mean to put it through you. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I feel guilty. I feel like we just need to end the podcast now. Go and have this discussion.
God. Whoa.
I meant for today.
You know what? You're right. No, do people even read manga anymore?
Okay.
Somebody said age gap. You mean 20 to 50 or 15 to 20?
More like 19
to 2000, I believe was the age gap that was discussed the most.
People in chat, everyone's saying I don't understand it, but I like it, so we're keeping it. So
wonderful.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. I'm glad. I'm delighted.
We'll keep it.
Yeah, normally we do like what were you expecting? Yeah. What were y'all expecting going into Lore Olympus?
I actually, because we read the description last week, I don't know if I read it or somebody else read it, but I definitely like forgot it and like could not remember going into it what it was. I went in very clean. And so as they were slowly introducing each other in the first, like introducing the characters in the first chapter, and it was becoming more about Greek mythology, I was like, okay, so this is what it's going to be about. So I had no idea going in exactly what was going to happen, and I didn't realize it was going to be as big of a romance either. So it's not what I was expecting, but I was very happy that we got so much.
Yeah, I didn't expect it to be as like well done when it comes to being kind of like a character study. Like this is definitely somebody who found these stories really interesting and was like, but if these were people now, like what sort of things would they be going through, and like how would they discuss this sort of stuff like in a more modern way? And I found it really interesting the way that the characters are like developed and how they behave and stuff. Like there's definitely a lot of thought put into that. I did think there was going to be a romance element, but I expected it to be a bit more like, I expected Hades to be a bit more of like an edgelord, if I'm being honest. And I thought the whole thing in general was going to be like a bit more edgy, but really it's a lot of like character study stuff, which I think is cool.
Mm-hmm.
So I went into this not expecting to get a husbando who's already technically taken or will be taken. Yeah, I was surprised with how soft he was, surprisingly. Somebody in chat also mentioned it, but I do like how for Persephone, they did bring in elements of talking about core as well. And yeah, I mean, you guys pretty much nailed it with what I was expecting. I mean, my biggest one was not like, damn, Hades, that man could get it now if he wanted to, but
I think that's one of the reasons that I really loved the occasional Q&A chapters.
Yes.
Because somebody, I think one of the questions that the author got was like, why did you want to do this story? And they were saying something along the lines of, I find Hades to be really interesting because like he didn't want to be the god of the underworld, and also like both Poseidon and Zeus are constantly characterized as like just horny scoundrels, like fucking just gross dudes. Like, and Hades isn't really. He's just like he was kind of thrown into a situation he didn't want to be in. Depending on the story with him and Persephone, there are takes on it that like he was head over heels in love with her and would do literally anything for her. And like what is that dynamic like, and how can I base a story around it? And I think I think the way that she characterized Hades is so, is just, you just love him, You
really root for him.
Yeah.
Like from the very beginning, the first chapter, and how they're showing that he has like more anxiety. He's just unsure. Like he doesn't quite know how to fit in places, but he's the god of the underworld. So he has to play that role.
Yeah.
And you're just immediately going in like, Hades is the good guy. It's very established very early on that Hades is the protagonist, and that you're going to get to learn more about Hades and the gentleman that he is. Like the whole, he just takes her when he finds her in the back. First of all, he didn't notice Persephone was, so the very beginning when he sees Persephone and is like, sorry, I think my children just came down.
I thought that was you pretending to be Hades, like, damn, she could get it.
Damn!
Who's that? She
Girl!
cute. Aphrodite who?
Oh, I wish I had been clever enough. So he says the whole thing about her being prettier than Aphrodite, and then Aphrodite getting all pissed, and puts Persephone in the back of Hades' car, and he doesn't notice until he gets home that she's just passed out back there. And he's all gentleman and puts her in the guest room. It's like, good. Gives her a coat. He's just all I like
expensive coat.
Very
expensive coat.
So fluffy cotton candy coat.
Yeah.
And
it doesn't like they don't make it out like this isn't like a Tsundere situation where he's like, I don't like her. She's just like she's some girl. I guess she's cute or whatever. Like he very much acknowledges to himself like she's beautiful, but also like I'm a fucking mess. So, and then throughout the story, there's just more and more roadblocks that are like convincing him like, yeah, this is a terrible idea. I should not do this. Which just makes me as a reader be like,
I like, you said the thing about being tsundere. I enjoy the fact that he gets very flustered by her and how he feels about her, but he's like communicating still, and they can have laughs together, and they're having conversations that feel very organic and natural. And that just makes things even cuter because they're like they're getting this little friendship, and they're obviously endeared with each other.
Yeah. Also, he just has a million dogs, which I love as just like a side character.
Oh my god.
That he just takes in dogs all the time and has like 9 of them. I love it.
And like the real fluffy, be like, you're in trouble. They're his children. They are his children.
Yeah.
He is through and through a dog papa.
Yeah, Cerberus became one of my favorite characters. Cerberus was already a lovely doggo, but when Cerberus showed up to save Persephone, I was like, this is the best dog. This is the best dog.
And then they got cuddled and hung out, and I was like,
They just hung out. So sweet. Yes. I like that she was never scared of Cerberus. That's very like that's a story element that like that Cerberus was like her dog basically. It's like a thing that pops up in the story often. So I like that was involved as well.
Same. Let's talk about Hades and like his relationships outside of Persephone. So he had how do you pronounce her name? Is it Mirth?
Mintha?
Minth. That whole thing going on. What did you guys feel about their relationship and her? And how
their relationship is one of the really interesting ones to me because they set her up to just be like the bitch, right? Which she still is in a lot of ways. But I like that again because they're taking the time to do so much character work with everybody else that we're also seeing like like what things are like from her perspective and why she behaves that way. And I don't necessarily need her to like suddenly be a nice person or for her and Persephone to like be besties or anything like that. I don't need to see like growth from her necessarily, but I do like that there's like that we're getting little glimpses into why she behaves that way and like how it comes from this really insecure place,
Well, yeah, because her and Hades have like this, like we're really fucked up people and we have our issues, and that's pretty much the only reason we're really together. It's not we loved each other for a moment and we've just kind of stuck around because we haven't found other people sort of thing. Which I did think was interesting.
Yeah.
Usually in like triangles, it's like, oh, one person like really loves the other one from the get-go, but that one of them doesn't know, blah, blah, blah. Then they fall in love and then the whole mess starts. So I do think it was interesting that really it was more of like, oh, this was like a convenience of we're both really messed up people trying to help each other in a way.
Yeah, and also like that she found the ring and her immediate reaction was like, I need to somehow get us back to the place of like we still boning, but you're not thinking about marrying me, right? And like how interesting that is. Because from his perspective, it's like he wants to feel, at least the way that I read it was that he wants to feel like some aspects of his life are stable, and his relationships are so unstable that like proposing felt like a way to try and achieve that with Minth. And she's like, no,
this is not what I signed up for.
But also, if you pursue somebody else to get that, I don't like that either, right? And how unfair that is. Yeah, it's all of that is interesting to me.
I thought that it was an interesting element too with that when Minth finds the ring and one of her knee-jerk reactions is, I cannot be queen. I cannot handle that, which I wasn't expecting that side of it. I was mostly just like, oh, she's using him, just doesn't really care about him at all. And the fact that she, in context of him, is like, I will not be able to do that. And so it's obvious that she doesn't, the relationship is kind of doomed from that point too, from her point of view, but she still can't let go. Like she needs that stability in him as well.
Yeah, 'cause she talked about how like all of his family, they hate her. So
Yeah.
definitely not the
Which
easiest.
they also confirmed when he had brunch with his brothers, and they were like, "Oh, she sucks."
Yes.
We've heard that from both
no.
sides that they do not like her. But I liked the like quick snapshot that we got of him meeting her at, I think, like an Olympian strip club was the idea, right? And offering her a job. Basically, I thought that was an interesting element as well. Yeah. I also really want to see him and Hera interact more because the story has established them as like longtime friends.
Yes.
That don't really get to interact because Zeus is a controlling bitch. So
Yeah.
I really want to see them interact more and get kind of like a feel for their dynamic and if they are really friends much anymore. Yeah, stuff like that. There's lots of little bits of things in this that feel like you could pull at that thread and get to cool stuff. So
I'm excited about more Hera too. Zeus is a little bitch. Fuck Zeus. I've never liked
yeah,
Zeus.
fuck Zeus.
Every
No, all my homies hate Zeus.
No, yeah. Literally any, like when I was in middle school reading about Greek mythology, Zeus was always horrible. Absolutely terrible. And I'm glad they're not painting him as a like in a positive light. It's just a
No,
dick.
he just
Yeah.
comes across like a shitty controlling frat boy, and it feels very on brand. That feels correct.
Yes.
Should we talk about Persephone, our cinnamon roll?
Yes.
Yeah.
Our precious, precious cinnamon roll, who at the end of literally every single chapter, the top comment was, "You leave her alone."
Yeah. Nobody better hurt her, or Hades about to go fuck up this bitch. Like, it was very good.
So good. I love her. I love her so much. She's so innocent to the world. So like naive about so many things. Malika, are you bouncing?
Oh yeah, I am. What the heck? What's going? Hello?
I wasn't gonna point it out, but I'm glad you did.
I don't know what that's happening. Weird. Don't mind me. I'm just fucking.
She's just bopping. She's vibing,
Yeah, I'm
guys. It's fine.
bopping, dude. Sorry about that, guys. I got the zoomies. What made that happen? Weird.
Oh my God, that
okay,
was so
sorry.
funny.
Continue.
So she's like super naive, but she's so strong-willed and stubborn too. Like she, without knowing it, like does stand up for herself, or maybe does know it, but she's not just a pushover who is just willingly like going to let people treat her a certain way. Like she understands how to hold her own, like, and say no. Which I'm like,
Yeah.
girl, I love you.
Yeah. Yeah, I think she's a character. Again, I think that all of the characterization in this is really, really good. But she's a character that's so well done because like the reveal of her age and Hades like going back through his snapshots of memories of her and being like, of course she's young. How did I miss that? Right? Like we had so many like clues and indicators that this is like the first time she's ever been on her own, really. And like all of these other things. I thought that was like so well done, and all of the like bits of information we're getting about Demeter being kind of like a helicopter parent, but maybe to an extreme. Like all of that, I think like the way that she behaves in those lights has been really interesting. And also to touch on the sexual assault in this story, I thought that all of that was also very well done, in that I think it's really rare to see a scene like that happen in a way where it isn't like super violent. It's more manipulative. and like her thoughts and feelings during all of that and after, and like what we've seen afterwards, and how she's like processing it and interacting with that character again, I think has also been really well done and heartbreaking. And I just love her, and I want to protect her, and I want to kill him. So
Same.
Yeah.
Same. Going with that, because so often in media, when there is a sexual assault scene like that, it's so often gratuitous and showing so much that isn't necessary to get the point across. And when that happens, like there's been a few anime recently that have come out where things like that have happened, and it gets dismissed or excused by saying, well, it's what happened. Like, you have to show it because it's supposed to be ugly and horrible. It's like there are ways of doing it, of getting the pain and how terrible of an experience that is across. And that's exactly how this story handled it, which is so rare. Sure. And I really appreciate how it went through her eyes and what she was feeling and came that across. Yeah, I want to kill him as well. How dare
everyone in chat like, mood, kill that bitch.
Dude, fucking finding out her class schedule and showing up and grabbing her after she had already been like, fuck off. So disgusting, so gross. And then what is he going to do with the pictures? I'm so scared.
He took pictures. I'm so scared about that. But what I do like that Hera, because she's like a goddess of like marriage and things, and you know, I do like that Hera felt it in the moment, and then when they held hands, knew that something had happened to her. I feel like Hera is going to be like a key element here. It's just nice to know that a character knows something terrible happened to Persephone, like a character that really cares about her. So I'm hoping there's justice sooner rather than later. We'll see. But yeah.
Yeah, I kind of assume maybe that's what the next portion that we'll read will be about, since we did get kind of that confrontation with her and Artemis. Because
at the very end,
doing his little shitty manipulative bullshit and trying to get people that love her to not love her anymore. It's just so shitty.
Yeah.
Trying to turn everyone against her. Fucking dicks.
Or like isolate her in a way where everybody feels like they have to like protect her, but really it's control, right? When one of the first things we learned about Persephone is the reason that she liked being around Hades, even though it was like a confusing situation for both of them. Like, how did you get into the back of my car? How did I get here? I don't even remember like getting to the underworld, right? Like that whole thing.
Yeah.
Like, she really appreciated that he didn't treat her like she was an infant and like she didn't know how to take care of herself. So that's obviously like a really big thing for her, because she's been controlled for so long by her mom, to finally, you know, be on her own, and wants a support net and a safety net, of course, but like also wants to be able to try and make her own choices for the first time in her life. So the feeling of having those choices like being ripped from her by people that she doesn't even trust or have hurt her in such a horrible way is like, I can't even, I feel for her.
Can we also...
sorry.
I was just going to say, I guess we can talk about this more in art, but I love the way her hair grows when she's stressed or anxious.
Yeah.
And it's just so cool how the author like adds that into the story as a visualization. Wait, that sounds
like a visual aid.
Yeah,
or
visualization. There you go.
Yeah,
visualization. I don't know why that word's not coming to me. About when she is feeling those stronger emotions. and how she kind of styles or does her hair depending on what she's feeling and what the situation is. I think that's a really cool aspect. And then when they cut it and the petals, it's so pretty.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
when he found all of the petals in his guest bed. It's like,
Right.
oh.
She's just a big old cinnamon roll. I adore her. I love her. I just love her.
I just want her to be happy.
Yes.
That means she gets
me
my
too.
husband, but that's fine.
Horny for Hades.
Horny for Hades.
Horny for
Get
Hades.
that trending.
Hashtag
Yes.
horny for Hades.
The outfits and the fashion in this are very good. Yeah,
Oh
I
my
think
god, yeah, gorgeous.
I think also in the Q&A, the creator was saying that they're really into like fashion spreads and stuff. So you can definitely see that.
Yeah. 100. The art style in this is so. It's just so gorgeous. It's just very pretty. Like do you want to do our section or should we talk about some other characters first? Yeah, I at the beginning didn't know how I was going to enjoy the art style right away just because the coloring and the style of the characters was just something wasn't quite used to because it's been a really long time since we've mostly done manga and manhwa, which have a very distinct style, but I ended up loving it. Like the colors on everything, so creative. The different body types, the way it doesn't feel like the women characters are sexualized every single time they don't have clothes on. So it just, I don't know, I loved the designs of the characters, everything. I just really, really liked it. I thought it was so pretty.
Yeah. not to pull again from the Q&A, but somebody was like, what's the hardest character to draw? And she was like, I mean, all of the character designs I made sure that I really liked drawing, but I'm really bad at drawing boy butts.
Yeah.
Which I thought was such a funny answer.
Wasn't there in the Q&A too where she said that she loves to draw Persephone's eyes, but she hates, like, she had a very hard time drawing Hades shirtless? I feel like
because he hates drawing like shirt collars or something.
Yeah.
Oh
God, so funny.
Yeah.
I thought the art style is really like refreshing to me because I don't often see that style too. It's so, I don't know, it's like I feel like I don't get to see that type of style very often, so I love the color theming that they use as well. I love the thought process of, okay, like the god Olympus and the underworld, like everything is modernized down there, but then whenever you have flashbacks to like quote unquote our world, like normal times, everything is back to like them wearing like the traditional classical outfits that we're used to seeing. It's just, it's so smartly done.
Yeah.
Gosh, the outfits are so good.
Mm-hmm.
When Persephone's wearing that big old fluffy coat, oh my gosh. It's like, it works so good. She looks so good.
Wear that.
I want that
so
coat.
fluffy.
I know. Yeah, the detailing in the art is like amazing. Like there's so many little details too. Like Hades has a bunch of scars on him. Whenever there's like, whenever you get to the high fashion pieces, like there's like bits of like sparkles added into the outfits. It's like texturized as well. Oh my god, it's just so well done.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's, like you said, so much detail that goes into it that when you first start reading, it's like, oh, I don't really know how this art style could lend itself to so much detail. And then it totally does. It's just magnificent the whole time. I love it. I love it. So unique and so beautiful. Let's see.
Hermes is really fun. He has like Kirishima energy. I really want to see more of him.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
he's so ridiculous.
yeah. I think Eros, I don't think we've seen again since his whole like sob story
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah.
interested to see more of him because I think the author said that Eros is intended to be like one of the bigger characters overall. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. I assume that like, oh, the Furies. I was so excited that the
Oh
Furies showed up
yeah.
and that they're all like little deuces.
Oh my
Yes.
god, yeah, Megara is like
So
so in love with
good.
Hades. I laughed because I was like, oh my god, this is like in line with me. And she's
Dude,
just like delusionally in love with him.
oh my God.
Yes.
Yeah. And
Aw.
oh God, yeah, her being like, but that one day we were in the elevator together and he sneezed and surely that meant something. I was like, oh no. Oh no.
Baby.
Oh goodness. But yeah, there's how many chapters? Like 100 and
I have it pulled up. 157.
we could catch up.
Wait, according
Yeah,
to
we
this,
could.
wait, that's season 2.
No.
Wait, that's season 2. Season 1 has. Oh, okay, they don't skip to new chapters. Okay. Sometimes with webtoons, it'll mark off seasons, and the first season will be like 1 through 150, and then the second season starts over at 1 again. So I was like,
Right.
I'm just going to make sure that. So 157 is how many.
Oh yeah, okay, that's totally doable.
And the.
I mean, we did 50 this time, and honestly, it didn't take that long. So.
Oh my god, it
Nuh-uh.
breathed. I was like, guys, can we add more?
Yeah.
Let me know
So
more.
we could do more. And actually, the first volume of it is coming out in like hardback.
Oh, that's right. You were saying
Physical,
that.
yeah.
Yeah.
Here, I think I have it. Oh, here, I have this one pulled up. We'll just do this.
Yeah, usually I feel like my
Oh, wrong-
space now
wrong-
is
wrong
a
chat.
lot more limited at home.
Yeah.
So I don't often think of like, oh, I need to get a physical, but I just fell in love with it.
Right.
So I'll
Yeah.
probably pick up a physical copy. I
Honestly,
love the
same.
colors.
it would be so pretty to have that in front of you.
Mm.
So yeah, they just announced
Yeah.
it like a few days ago. It popped up on my Twitter feed because I have a lot of young adult authors that I follow on Twitter, and so it popped up in my feed,
Right.
and I was like, oh, it's so pretty, it's so beautiful.
Yeah, and you said that it was also getting an animated series.
Oh,
on
yeah.
Netflix.
On Netflix, right?
So-
Yeah, they announced it last June, I think is what I was reading, and so it's gonna be coming up soon. Netflix is producing it. It's gonna be interesting how they do it, because there's been times where
Yeah.
it's like, how do they transfer this art style and this look and onto like the screen and animated. Sorry if
Yeah.
everybody just
A
heard
lot
that.
of I feel like a lot of the stuff that's done really well for Netflix has been high action based. And that's not what this is at
Yeah.
all. So I'm curious to see like who they get on to make it, like all of that. Let's see what they do with it, because it's got a very distinct style.
Yes. Yeah.
I feel like there is an anime that has a similar style to this, and it's all fluffy. Oh, it's what was the short anime with the mermaid in the tub?
Oh, yes, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. What was that? Okay, but it has that same kind of fluffy, obviously not as detailed and in depth as this, but the same kind of fluffy, soothing style to it. But yeah, that's another one that didn't exactly have a lot coming to it. It was just a mermaid in a tub and the two of them falling in love. But I think it could, if they did something like that and went that route, that would be cool. So, trying to think if are there any other characters we didn't touch on? We had Eros.
Yeah.
He had his little
But
sob,
we only
his little
really
sob
saw him
story.
for a split second, and he helped her buy clothes, and that was like pretty much it.
Yeah. It's like, I'm getting you to close. So I feel like that's gonna come back too, because his love had the whole, he saved her from going into a abusive marriage.
Right, but then he wound up just kind
Yeah.
of controlling her anyway. and like that whole story, is definitely interesting.
Artemis. Someone in chat brought up Artemis, who is awesome.
Yes.
Love Artemis.
So the one screenshot we were talking about how on Webtoons doesn't let you take screenshots, which is fair. But the one screenshot I tried to take was when someone in the comic was talking about Artemis, and the picture for Artemis was just like picking her teeth with a knife with a shirt that just said nope.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I was like, holy shit, I want that to be my new profile picture.
Yes.
But I wouldn't let me screenshot it.
I want that on a shirt so bad.
So funny.
She was really, really minor, but Hebe, I thought was adorable. I love Hera's little girl.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She was adorable.
Yeah, she was so cute. I love that she's basically a mirror of her mom, and so she's always matching with her. It's so cute.
Yeah.
So cute.
Very cute.
I loved that I love that she makes her parents like alcoholic drinks.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, yeah.
Yeah.
What do I do with dad's
What do I do with dad's apple
drink?
teeny?
Yeah.
It was just like, gives her the like, here, I made you some gin and tonic. She's like, oh, it's about time.
Thanks. Just what I was wanting, because I'm dealing with your dad.
Yeah. The character that I actually don't know anything about lore-wise is Hekate. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But I love her. Great character. But I literally don't know like their powers and abilities. Do not spoil it in chat. Okay. I don't want to know.
I was gonna say I see what it is, but I'm not going to. No.
Yeah, I was gonna say I could tell you like IRL what her thing was, but
no, I don't want to know it. This is like so the only reason I know anything about any of these gods is because I played the shit out of Hades, the game.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another great like intro.
Which is also fantastic.
Well
highly recommend.
Amazing.
Yes.
With obviously the same characters with completely different spins on all of them. So if you ever want to play that, it's fantastic. But yeah, while playing Hades, I had to have a rule in my chat that was like, don't talk about lore shit that I don't know yet from the game, because it's so interesting giving the game the opportunity to naturally tell you things instead of knowing it already. I really enjoyed that. So I'm kind of enjoying getting to have that experience again with this comic, like finding things out as the comic reveals them, which is why when I think it was Moeka was saying like, you don't really need to know these stories to read Lore Olympus. Like it does a really good job of like just throwing you in with the information you need and revealing things as needed. I completely agree with that.
Mm-hmm. And like what's been fun with having like comments at the very end of it is there's some people who are like really deep into the lore and can be like, fun fact, this happened, or like this is gonna happen, or things like, or
I wonder if this is gonna happen eventually. Yeah.
And one of my favorite that really like implemented itself into my memory is when somebody says that Persephone turns myth into a mint plant.
A mint plant?
Yeah.
In the lore,
In the lore. I'm like, oh my
really
God.
jazzed for that chapter whenever that happens.
If that happens. It could be like a fun little outtake, like how Kuroko no Basuke would have like these short little outtakes at the very end. Like, just turn her into a mint plant, please. I want that to happen.
It's so funny.
Okay. Do you guys have anything else you want to touch on, or should we wrap up and do thoughts and feelings? Ratings.
We can change it to thoughts and feelings. This might be the start of a new era. No more God jokes.
No, we're keeping guide.
It's fine. Look,
we are keeping guide.
We can rebrand if you want.
Jeez, no. My gosh, it was a mistake. I can admit.
Mangapod.
Yeah, final thoughts and feelings.
Final thoughts and feelings.
I loved it. I really love it. I'm trying to even think like if there's anything in it that I didn't like, that I didn't think was done well. Like, I'm hesitant to give it a 10, but I don't know what else I would give it. So I think I'm just going to give it a 10 because I really, really liked it. And I just want to read all of it now.
Mhm.
And I think all three of us, if you've watched Mangapod for a while, or if you watch any of us consistently, you know that we're all like big suckers for character development stuff and character deep dives. And that's basically all that this is.
Yeah.
So I really, really liked it. And yeah, I would definitely recommend it. I think I would just give it a 10 right off the bat.
Do you want me to go next, or do you?
You can go.
Okay, yeah. Definitely for this section reading, 10 out of 10. I love the characters. I love that. I don't know. You can definitely tell that the author has a passion for these stories. I feel like with mythology, there's some people that are like, oh, these are always popular. I'll just like shit some random thing out, and people love these characters, so they'll pick it up regardless. I never got that vibe with this. You could definitely tell that she loves these characters,
Yeah.
is interested in bringing new fans into the lore. She just did an amazing job of like hitting you where it needs, like she needs to hit you without like being so visceral about some of the like more sexual
Yeah.
abuse portions of the lore. I love the characters. Hades, my husbando. It's okay if you want to get with someone else. It's fine. I understand.
Dude, you had to be so happy how often he was shirtless and in his briefs.
Oh my god, yes. I was just like, oh, daddy, please. Oh my god, sorry.
It's fine.
Yeah,
It's fine.
oh, there's so many
Let it
badass
out.
ladies
Get it all out.
too. I'm like, yeah, Hekate. I'm just like, oh girl.
Yes.
I need a mommy too.
Come, mom and daddy.
Yeah, I love. Oh my god. Oh, we didn't actually talk about like Hades and Hecate's dynamic, but I love when they gang up together to get that journalist.
Oh my god.
Yes.
Oh my
That
god.
was a great chapter. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Amazing.
But yeah.
Cool. I'm going to do a 10 as well. I really genuinely can't think of anything as I was reading that I was like, oh, this is rough. I don't know about this. The pacing felt perfect. I didn't feel lost with any of the character arcs or what was going on. So the creator did a very good job of showing that they love Greek mythology and this lore while also bringing it into readers who might not necessarily know all the details and relationships and such. And art is absolutely gorgeous. Character development already has been great. I'm so looking forward to seeing what happens with not just Hades and Persephone, but like everybody. Like I just want to know about everything that happens.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'm gonna get a 10 out of 10, and I'm very excited for when we hop back in and read more of it, which I think we will definitely do.
Yeah.
And it is also, once again, available on Webtoon for free. So you should definitely go and check it out over
Yeah.
there. And the first volume of it will be coming out very soon.
Yeah, I was actually sorry. Before we end, I'm really interested in how this reads physically, because with webtoons, typically they're formatted to be read vertically, versus like manga. Usually it's usually you're reading directionally, so left to right, right to left. So I'm really interested to see how this is printed and how it reads physically. So that's something I'm kind of interested.
And
Another reason why I want to get it.
Did you do it?
Yeah. It won't get here until October, but I figure October me is going to be like, oh damn, I forgot about this.
This is a great surprise.
Nice surprise past me. Yeah.
It's also going to be interesting because Webtoon and like manhwa and stuff like this like is a continuous scroll. Like there are no real breaks,
Yeah.
and so that'll be interesting to see what the physical is going to be like.
Yeah, for sure.
So cool. Let's go ahead. Did you pull up the one that we're reading next week?
I did, and I found a super short one. Would you
Yes.
like me to do it?
Yes, please. So
Wonderful.
Dodger is going to go ahead and read the summary for what we are checking out next week. If you guys are interested in Lore Olympus, go ahead and check it out. You'll absolutely love it and adore it. So, Dodger, if you please.
All right, so I'm going to be reading the summary for what we're reading next week, and I will be leaving out choice words. This is literally a sentence, so let's go. Blank is determined to help save humanity when blanks appear and begin to feast on human flesh.
What could it be?
What could it be?
I wonder.
Wow, hot damn. You guys in chat get to guess what it is.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but as a group, we're very over reading summaries that are like a paragraph and have now gone to the other extreme.
Yeah, we definitely.
Just finding literally the shortest summary we possibly can.
Because we'll find them and it will be literally like a page and a half long. It's like, this is longer than the intro to this.
Oh my god, yeah. It's
There
like
have definitely
blink,
been times
blink,
that
blink, blink.
we've like started to read a summary and been like, wait, it's starting to spoil shit now.
Yeah. And we've
Oh my
had
god,
to just
yeah. It's
like,
the worst.
Yes, we are finishing Attack on Titan.
yep, all the way to the end. So we get to jump into the discourse about the ending and then
Oh
all
my
the
gosh.
extra chapters. We're going to be part of it and understand why literally every single character is trending again. So
Oh my god, I know. Peak? Oh my god. Every time on my timeline just goes nuts for her. Understandably so, but
Yeah. It's like, what is going on?
Yeah, it's been every time we read Attack on Titan, there's like a huge gap of time before we read it again. But we're gonna be finishing it. And fun fact, Attack on Titan was the very first Mangapod we ever did. So this is full circle. We're ending it.
I'm so excited.
It's wild.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. 7 years ago, 8 years ago.
Oh my god.
Which, like, it literally took that long for the manga to end. So people who have been constantly being like, why haven't you guys read more Attack on Titan? It's like, because there's not enough chapters out. There are 7 chapters. We cannot do an hour on 7.
Yeah. I think last time that we read it, we literally read everything that was out.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, we can only go as fast as the manga can come out, man.
That was, I feel like we have to have an assignment because last time we did it was when we discovered the bird thing.
Yes.
Oh,
And
yeah.
we found out what bird was Levi. I feel like I'm going to have to do some homework and discover which disgruntled bird all the characters are
Yeah, I think so.
to do that.
I mean, if there were a person who could do it, it would be you. So
I found this for work. We were finding art prints to hang above our desk, and I found this one on Society 6, which is just this pigeon going fuck and tripping over a cup of boba. I was like, it's so me.
I love it.
It's so good.
That's so good.
Disgruntled pigeon. So yeah, that is everything for this podcast. Let's go around and shout out our stuff super duper fast. I am Erin of Happily Erin. I have a YouTube channel. It's basically just the Mangapod channel right now. So previous Mangapods are hosted there if you want to go and check them out on there. I am much more active on Twitter and Instagram, where I talk about Thai dramas and my book.
Yay!
So my book,
Yeah!
came out a month ago, and
I
people
have it
are so sweet and liking it, and it's absolutely mind-blowing and so cool. So if you want to go and check that out, there's Goodreads, and also have, like, it's on Amazon, and I'll just post that, and Barnes & Noble, and Books A Million, and all this sorts of stuff. So go and check it out if you're interested
very
in gay dragon shapeshifters. It's my new tagline.
That's the new pitch.
So
I love it. Hi everybody, I'm Dodger. You can find me at DexBonus on pretty much everything. I am a variety streamer and I do lots of TTRPG stuff and tell stories about my kid and yeah, I'm basically a slice of life streamer. If you want to just come hang out and talk about life with me, I would love that. That's it.
Yeah. Hello, I am Mega Moika, aka Moika Hoshisora. I'm a VTuber. I also stream a variety of different games, usually JRPGs. I'm gonna be streaming Genshin Impact here.
Nice.
I'm gonna not immediately after, but I'm gonna eat and then I'll stream. So probably like 30 minutes. And then yeah, pretty much just talk about anime, my thirst for my current husbando. And if you like VTubers, I'm now a VTuber, so please check me out at Megamoica on pretty much anything.
Yay! Cool. So that sums us all up. Thank you guys so much for hanging out and talking Lore Olympus with us. It was so much fun. We will be back next week talking Attack on Titan. All of it. All of it.
Yeah.
So thank you guys so much. Bye, bye, bye.
Bye.
Bye, bye, bye.
See you later. So long.
Good, good morning.